Today we're going to look at Ghost Recon Wildlands again. A game that I'm personally really looking forward to, but one we haven't really heard very much about recently. It was revealed at E3 2015, much to everyone's surprise I might add, and then we were given a very general release date of 2016. But recently, Ubisoft and the developers dropped a little more info to whet our appetites just that little bit more. First up, the storyline and the main narrative of the game. We already know the game is going to be open world, but for those of you not familiar with the story, here goes. Set in the high Bolivian plains with a drug war raging on continuously, you're part of a US elite special forces team sent behind enemy lines to break the alliance between the cartel and the corrupted government. With this in mind, the story is set to be non-linear, so you can attack any of the locations marked at any point during the game. The game will be about damaging the cartel's influence on the land that you play in, so whatever you end up doing will have an effect on how the story plays out. According to Dominic Butler, lead gameplay designer on Wildlands, the end goal of each mission is set in stone, but it's 100% up to the players as to how they want to get there. You can go for the stealth route, scout out the base from afar and then silently infiltrate from the rear, that's what she said, and then get out without attracting any attention, or you could just try the good old fire and forget sequence and go in all guns blazing. Next, the co-op nature of the game. Ubisoft have built the game to centre around 4 players at all times, although this doesn't mean that you have to have 3 other real-world players to fill the missions. Any empty slots are filled by AI. So if you wanted to play solo, you could, and the other 3 roles will be filled by a computer-controlled character. Or if you were playing with your buddy, then the other 2 roles would be filled by the computer as well. If I'm honest, I'm not 100% sure I really like this idea. In practice, I'm sure it makes more sense, as the game has likely been balanced around those 4 attacking figures, but it almost seems like they're adding these extra players to help guide you through the world. For more experienced players, or people who just want to play on their own, I would like to see an option to turn this AI off, just to give players some choice. Moving on now to the camera view. And I'm sure it hasn't escaped your notice that this game is a third-person shooter. The choice has been made based on the tactics used in the game, and the roleplay of the Special Forces soldier fitted that third-person view a little bit better. This way, you'll not only be able to detect those threats coming towards you, but from multiple angles as well. There are hints of first-person in the game though. On occasion you are able to enter a first-person state to use the iron sights of a weapon, and apparently this is to complement the faster and more furious moments available in the game. Next, and this is always a good talking point, the enemy and passive AI. According to Ubisoft, it's not laid out paths for these characters at all, and they will adapt to the situation that they're in. For example, it'll use items nearby to attack you, use vehicles randomly to get the jump on you, and if you're not paying attention, will attempt to flank you and take you out when you least expect it. I guess we will have to wait and see really how clever this AI is and if it's really that good, but the intent of the idea does sound very promising. And finally, we have customization and weaponry. There will be lots of opportunities for you as the player to kit out your character as you see fit. There'll be clothing options and physical appearance changes along with the equipment that you use. The lead designer specifically mentioned items like C4, flares, mines and grenades, all of which can be switched out depending on what situation you find yourself in. There will be a loadout system for weapons as well, but there wasn't any detail given towards that. Not really much more was mentioned in the update, and that's understandable. The team making the game don't want all of these details leaking out too early. But as I mentioned earlier, I am massively looking forward to this game, and the information released the other day certainly has given me hope. At least the game is somewhat like the idea that I currently have in my head. A couple of decisions and comments remain to be fully answered, but I'm sure after the new year and the further that we get into 2016, the more information we'll end up getting. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you missed my first look video of Ghost Recon Wildlands, then that's linked on the third line of the description and in the outro for you, so you can go check it out. And don't forget to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of Ghost Recon Wildlands. Is it piquing your interest, or is there another open world game out there by Ubisoft, Far Cry Primal, that's got your interest a little bit more? And while you're down there in the comments, drop me a like as well. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.